got some explaining to do! Ouchie!
Episode 14 is not what I expected. Who'd have thought it would focus on Wendy? I actually thought this episode is gonna be the end of the tree, dragon, whatever arc they have.
The intel on the whereabouts of Alderaan, the wood dragon god.
But I guess they're gonna make it a bit longer. Maybe for filler's sake, maybe they are trying to actually make 100 episodes for the 100-year quest. I sure hope they do, because if this is filler, this is like one of the best filler I've ever fucking seen. As I said, I'm not really good at reading. I don't read the manga. Only look at the photos, look at the panels. Whenever there's Lucy there, I'm looking. Sadly, there's no Celine. She wasn't yet introduced. We have this epic sad song at the end, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to get myself melancholic and sad.
Me cry!
It's quite moving.
Yeah, I mean, he is super nice.
I prefer to have something a bit more optimistic, like in the first ending song. But I guess this is why they took a day, well, they took a week off for this episode. I get it, okay. The animations aren't exactly as good as they were before.
The sea breeze feels nice.
So I'm a bit skeptical. There's something in the art style that at certain points it has these graphical looks. But from aesthetic, from a dumb consumer point of view, I don't think I like it much. I mean, they didn't have these shots before. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Otherwise, episode 14 was eventful. It was the fight between Wendy and that spider guy was very unexpected, but very welcomed. I mean, it is nice to finally see her one-on-one against someone, but even there, she wasn't really alone. She had this spirit ghost of Irene, this force ghost of Irene Scarlet.
まだ私の魔力の 1% も使えてないじゃないの。
アイリーンさん、なんで
Whatever the fuck she is, and she lends her power. It's kind of a bit of reminiscence of Tokyo Ghoul with Rise and the main character. And like Irene is this overpowered evil entity, and the main character is innocent and young, and she's like corrupting him and giving him power. I kind of got those vibes with Wendy. However, she didn't kill her opponent. She just separated his energy power, himself as a human, which would work excellently against Toka. I guess this is what they tried to introduce, that they got a weapon to deal with her, even though in other episodes Lucy had found out a way to nullify her magic with her sunglasses. And to trap them in Kana cards, so they were actually going one way. They had an idea how to deal with Toka, that they built upon Lucy's fight with Lizana. But then they realized maybe it's not as cool, so they changed it to Wendy perspective with her nullifying bender abilities, kind of like Aang nullified Ozai or that guy with the mask in Legend of Korra. I mean, it's nothing new, nothing innovative. They're just shifting things to make it look better, or maybe to buy for more time so they can get more of those bitches online. Well, I'm glad. I mean, I'm very happy this episode actually came out, because deep inside I was very worried when they said 1 week is gonna be off, it's gonna be just some recap, filler, whatever. I was a bit afraid because there's obviously a lot of production value that goes into the show. There's obviously a lot of faith, resources, and I'm very glad it actually came to fruition. Because it's pretty much 6 years after the third season, like the final, quasi-final season of Fairy Tail. This is more or less like a spin-off, like Metal Gear Solid Revengeance to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. In a certain perspective, Revengeance is the most epic, over-the-top, eccentric, cool and edgy of them all. And that's a pretty good assumption between Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest and the rest of the series. It takes everything to 11 and it owns it. It finally has incorporated it into its narrative and he does it better than before. I like that. Fairy Tail is well known for shitty narrative, non-existent character development, and action that has pretty much not much consequences on the most of the events. It's mostly them just butting heads and then moving forward without actually giving a conclusion to a certain arc or clash of ideas.
Yo! 久しぶりじゃの。お、ドラゴンの匂い。なんなんだこの状況は!
The fact that Fairy Tail remained consistent in its weaknesses and focused on its style and its charisma.
Pretty normal to me.
Because I got Wendy to heal me, jerk!
And the way characters interact with each other and the comedy. The fact that Fairy Tail stood by its guns, probably because it couldn't better itself to save its own life, actually worked in its it actually worked in its favor. Because it makes it look confident. It gave it a specific identity that other shonen don't have. Also, that female characters get so much screen time and they fight so much more than even guys do. It's a big difference and a breath of fresh air for the shonen genre.
仕置きをするんじゃなかったのか? 強い。
To see so many badass girls fight. Okay, it's all for fan service. They're in bikinis all the time. Whatever's. Like this is empowerment that everyone can enjoy. Women like it because they feel free, powerful, beloved, popular. And guys like it because they are fapping.
Princess, although I'm not allowed to go into detail.
So it's a win-win situation. I mean, yeah, this is how you do it. Fairy Tail has found a lightning in a bottle kind of situation where it works, and I don't want it to end. I want it to keep on going.
Being small has nothing to do with it!
What a small petty trick.
Talking about it, I won't allow my children to watch this. I mean, the fight between Wendy and that spider guy was very weird. I mean, I know anime is filled with strange, to put it lightly, stuff. Even towards petite underage girls like Sailor Guardians and something like that. But this was weird. Like, he put stuff on her mouth and pinned her to the ground. Act like a total creep. Also, when Irene popped out, she was practically naked. I mean, that's good. Kinda like in Soul Eater.
違います。私たちは誰も殺しません。
倒すと殺すは道義じゃないのね。
Even so, the outfit of Irene works on Wendy very well. I don't exactly like her haircut, and I hope to goddamn Lord she doesn't get that huge hat. Only Mona is allowed to have a huge hat and look good in it.
これはどういうことですか?